Hello my fellow crafters, Michelle here. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm so happy you found me. I have a beautiful Owl Woodland Wreath for you today. Let me show you how to make this beautiful Christmas wreath. To get started on today's project, you're going to need one of these green pine wreaths that you can pick up from Walmart during the Christmas season. Now this one I grabbed last year. They have them again this year. I did pick up 3 more this year. Last year I paid $2.88. This year they were like $3.88, so they went up $1. But this is their 20-inch non-lit basic green wreath. And I've already gone through and fluffed it out. Once you fluff it out, it looks very pretty, but when you see it in the store, it's all scrunched down and scrunched together. So don't worry, when you see it, you can make it look rather pretty. Now I do like the pine base, but I want to add some other greenery here to make the base a little bit more interesting. Now last year at the end of Christmas when everything went on sale, I happened to go into Joann's and they had a ton of Christmas greenery and they had these bags. They're just called Bloom. They had several different ones to choose from. This one comes with 3 different types of greenery, 2 stems of berries, and a couple pine cones. So I thought that was a great buy. I believe it was like 75 or 80% off, so it only cost me a couple dollars for the bag. I also pulled out of my stash a couple more pine cones. And then from Dollar Tree, I pulled out one of the snowy greenery in the dark green and one snowy greenery here in the lighter. So you can see the difference there. They both do have a very small amount of artificial snow. And then I pulled out these 2. They are called Frosted Greenery. And I really like the greenery. It's different than anything else I have, and I like the little bits of white berries. They also have this with red berries, so that's up to you which one you want to choose. I have 2 stems of that and then 1 of each of these. Now I have everything open and trimmed. I wanted to show you the 3 different greeneries that come in this package. Isn't that pretty? That's 1, 2, and 3. I really like those. And then these are the Dollar Tree. Now on these greeneries, I just cut so that there's 1 piece on each stem. And this one I just cut into individual stems. Now I'm adding a little bit of snow here to my pine cones because I want more of a snow-tipped look to this wreath. So I just have a little bit of my Apple Barrel basic white paint. I'm going through and just adding a little bit here to the tips of each of the little pieces here of my pine cones. Just adds that little bit more of that wintry feel. And I think it makes the pine cones really stand out. You don't need a lot of paint, just a little, and you can do as much or as little as you like. And if you don't like this look, you can always skip it. But I love that. I think that looks so pretty. Okay, so I'm all ready to go to start putting in my greenery. And I'm going to start with these that I got from Dollar Tree, both the light and the dark. And I left a good 2 to 3 inch stems. I'm going to be using my Surebonder glue skillet today. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're interested in getting one. So now I'm just going to work my way through. I'm going to get my ends dipped in the glue skillet here and then placed. And I'm just going to slowly work my way around. Kind of mix up the 2 greeneries, do a dark one, then do a light one. Just add a little bit of glue and then feed it into your base. Now as you're adding all your pieces, you want to make sure that they're all going in the same direction. Now I'm going to move on to this greenery. Now this is part of the greenery that came out of the bag, and they do come with wires on them. Now if you would like to wire this onto your base, go right ahead. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to leave them on just to help me with the glue to get them set. Now these, I only got a couple pieces of each, so I need to make sure I get them evenly distributed around the wreath. So I now have all my greenery placed. Next I'm going to do this with the little berries and the bits of glitter. I have all of my greenery in. Now before I move forward and finish adding the rest of my items, I want it to look a little bit more snow. So I'm going to go through with my apple barrel white paint and add a little bit of snow tipping to it like I did with the pine cones. Just get a small amount of white paint and then go through and slightly hit your greenery with some snow. Now it's up to you to put on however much or little you want. If you don't like this look, you can always skip it. But I really want to get that wintry, Christmassy feel with this. I live in California, so it stays pretty warm all year. It doesn't get that cold. We have no snow in my area, though up in the mountains we get it. So I like to get a little feeling of snow wherever I can, even if it's just fake and in my decor. I'm going to work on my base and get this done, let it dry, and then I'll be back and we'll finish decorating. So while the paint is drying on our wreath, we're going to work on our bow. And I just pulled out some red and black buffalo check ribbon. This is, let's see, 2 inches at 30 feet. I believe I picked this up at Walmart. But you can get black and red buffalo check pretty much anywhere. Now I'm going to start with 8-inch tails. Go ahead and pinch and place that between the 2 large dowel rods. Now I like to use the Easy Bow Maker because I do have arthritis in my hands, and some days I just really need the help. Once you come through the 2 dowel rods, you want to twist so that the knife side is facing down. On your tails, the knife side should be facing up. Now I don't want a really big bow on this, so I'm only going to measure my first loops here at 4 inches. And I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. So I have my 2 loops on either side at 4 inches. I'm going to do 1 more loop on either side at 3 inches. And then I want to do 1 more little loop here for a center bump. So I'm only going to do that one like 1.5 to 2 inches. And then when I come back to the other side for my tail, I'm going to come through the large dowel rod and this small dowel rod in the front. That helps me keep this little bit of the ribbon on this side, so when I tie it, my ribbon's not going to come apart. And now I can measure out my other tail here at 8 inches. You're also going to need 1 full-length pipe cleaner. You want to slide that in on one side down till you come up next to your dowel rods. Pull it together, pinch nice and tight so you can lift it out. You want to make sure that one little piece stays on that side. Cross over and pull those pipe cleaners to the back and give a good twist. Make it nice and snug. Okay. Then pull down your tails and open up your loops. If you need to do any adjusting your tails or any loops don't lay right, go right up here to where it comes out from being tied and adjust it there. That's where you're going to get it to lay the way you want it to. Just kind of pull and twist. Now this small little loop is the center. That will cover any part of the pipe cleaner so you don't see that. Then you have 3 loops on either side, so just separate the 2 larger loops in the back and open up the smaller one in the middle. And that is approximately what your bow should look like. I always like to trim my tails and do my final adjusting once I get it on my wreath. My wreath is nice and dry and I'm really happy with the result. It looks snow-tipped just like I wanted. Now before I place the rest of my smaller items, I want to get my larger items placed. And I have this really adorable little ornament that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And it's one of their little owl ornaments. I actually have 2 here with the red and black buffalo check. You just want to work with their placement until you get them where you like them. So I want one a little lower here, kind of towards the center. Looks like he's kind of perched there. And then I want the other one a little bit higher on the opposite side. Kind of angled in, but more on the outer side. And then I found this ornament at Walmart. I thought this was absolutely adorable. I did pick this up this year. And I took the rope hanger that was off of it and I replaced it with some green floral wire. I just put it through the hole, twisted it a few times, and then I'm going to use this floral wire to attach it to my wreath. And I want to place this guy kind of up near the top here, a little bit over on one side. So I'm going to nestle him in there and adjust. I want to be able to read the words on there. And then down here, I want to place my bow down in this area. Now once I get these items placed, and then I will be back and we can place the rest of our smaller items here and fill in the rest of the wreath. Now to get my bow and my little ornament here placed, you just take the floral wire and your pipe cleaners, separate it and tie it around the main base there of your wreath. And these guys I am just going to hot glue into place. You want to get a good amount in there. But play with the placement, make sure that you get them where you want them before you glue them in. Okay, so now I have my main pieces in. I have my bow here at the bottom. I have my 2 owls and my sign. And I'm really happy with their placement. I took my time, made sure I got them glued down. I refluffed around them. Now the 2 stems of berries I cut down into 3 little pieces. These will be easier for me to place and it'll stretch it out. So I have 6 little pieces. And then I have 5 of the pine cones. And I also have these, which I did pick up from Dollar Tree, and they are a garland of the small red and black little buffalo check balls. And I'm going to cut these off and then just glue them in. So kind of remove the jute cord and any large amounts of glue. And then just glue those in. I'm going to start with my pine cones since they're the largest, and I'm going to work on getting them evenly distributed. Now some of my pine cones have wire on them, which I'm going to leave them on and use those. And then the ones that don't, I'll just glue right into the base by adding glue. The ones with the wire I can lift up like this and get them to sit up a little bit higher, which is nice. Just kind of play with it and adjust it till you get it where you like it. And then to add my little berries, again, just dip and then nestle them in the wreath wherever you would like them to add that extra little bit of red. And then these little guys, just add a small amount of hot glue and then nestle them right on in wherever you would like them in your wreath. Just make sure you can see them. Okay, I'm going to get the rest of my embellishments glued in and then I'll be back and show you the finished product. And here you go. I'm all finished. I have all of my embellishments attached and I'm really happy with the end result. I think this came out so pretty. I love it. I love that natural look. I love the red and black buffalo check. Very, very pretty. Absolutely gorgeous rustic farmhouse woodland wreath. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show me some love in the comments. And if you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and strong. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Happy holidays, everyone.